Okay, so here's the setup of all you need for the heart. You'll need 2 different colors. You can use pink and purple like the example, pink and green and purple, green and cyan, whatever combination you like. I just happen to have pink and purple like the example. You'll want to make 2 balls of these size. Again, penny for scale. And then you're going to start rolling them out. In the book, it says to use an extruder, but we don't have one of those, so you're going to just be rolling these by hand. If you roll them between your fingers, they're likely to get a little lumpy, so I'm rolling them on the table. It's just a nice, clean, flat surface. And I'm rolling together my 2 colors so that they become kind of marbled, or not fully mixed. Now, as it gets a little bit longer, you might need to do just one part at a time. And you'll want to try to focus on the areas that are a little bit thicker and gradually pull outward from the center as you go. Now, I just happen to be making these about 1 inch long. And you'll want to make these about as big around as like angel hair pasta. Like, they should be really, really nice and thin. It'll take some practice, take some getting used to. I'm laying them down next to each other so that they're the same length. And this is the part where you're going to start to twist. So in this batch, I'm twisting. The right side is coming up and over towards you, and the left side is going up and over away from you, so they twist in opposite directions. And I'm going to keep going through with these pieces that are about 1 inch long, about as big around as an angel hair pasta noodle. Again, stretching them slightly, pulling them out. And I'm twisting these ones the same direction as I twisted that first set. As you pull it a little bit as you go, you'll make it skinnier again. And you'll want to try to keep these fairly consistent. If you have some that are really thick and some that are really thin, it's going to look a little wonky in the end. Now this last one, I'm breaking in half, so I can have my 2 little lengths. Now, once again, you need to start with 2 sets, in part because as you go through with this, you're going to need to make some that are opposite direction, or spun in the opposite direction. So when you do it like this, you can see the direction that the coil goes, and it doesn't matter which way you flip it, it will always go that way because of how you stretched it and pulled it and rotated it. So at this point, you want to make sure that you go back through and make ones that go the opposite direction. So at this point, I'm just trying to kind of cut them down so they're equal length. I started stacking them together, but that was a silly thing on my part. I don't know why I was trying to get them to stick together. This is just a little spare scrap piece of the shrink film, because it works very well to cut the polymer clay. And it's flexible. So that will come in handy in a moment here. Here we go. Again, just cutting them down so they're kind of equal lengths. So at this point, I made the other set spinning the opposite direction and then stacked them so they were going every other. And that's what's going to give you that knit look. Now, the shrink film is super nifty because it's flexible. So we're trying to make a heart. So I have my shrink film kind of folded over. I'm trying to cut out the little notch in the center of the heart. Sorry, my fat fingers are blocking it. You can start to see it come together. You can save that clay off to the side for use later. Just trimming it down bit by bit, making sure it sticks together, and now I'm going to cut the bottom point of the heart. Again, just sticking that extra up off to the side. Now at this point, it's a little wonky, a little uneven. You can squish it back together. If there's any spots that you need to trim back down, now's a perfect time to do it. You can also use the flexible flat edge to help you out with this. But then yet another use is that you can run the shrink film underneath your piece to pull it off of your surface. Cute little charm shaped like a heart, looks like it's knitted. Can choose which side you like the best to be out, but you'll need to put a hole in it, bake it, and cure it. So I have this dowel here, but you can use one of your toothpicks. You can use a pen or pencil. You just need to be careful that you're not ripping it apart. Like, I'm manhandling this thing so hard, but putting that dowel back through, gently flip it over, and make sure that that hole doesn't close up on me on the other side. Polymer clay doesn't shrink like the clay that we use in class does, so at least you don't have to worry about that. But here you go. Here's our nice little knitted heart tutorial.